Welcome to Chasing Chips podcast. Um, Pretty much, Suns are doing their thing. It's a really good job
Yes,
by you
sir.
guys. You guys doing a really good job, and it's very interesting to see that uh people are trying to pick y'all for the number one. I'm not one of those people. I still don't think y'all good enough to beat the Denver Nuggets. I don't think y'all good enough to beat the Los Angeles Clippers. So there it is. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, thanks for your take there, Charles. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
My reaction to that is might surprise you, but I actually respect your decision to
Oh,
give credit to the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets themselves have notoriously been undervalued, and they are the reigning champs. So I think there is an element of, hey, you got to be the best. You got to beat the best, you know? So I get that. I'm not necessarily sold on the Suns yet.
mm.
I would have to see them in action. Let's watch some games first, right?
Right.
Rome wasn't created overnight, or whatever the fuck the saying is. You get it. Um, I think to say that the Clippers are better, yeah. For I mean, in a vacuum, yeah, the Clippers are better, but
In a
I'd
vacuum.
say that it rarely happens that the Clippers are ever healthy. So I mean, I hate to bring that card up, but like that is the notorious kind of element that is constantly in your way. And I hope that you guys have a healthy season so we can finally like put that to rest on who's better. I'd love to match up with you guys in the playoffs with a healthy roster, as well as us being healthy. That would be great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, back to the Nuggets. I think they have gotten worse from last year. They lost Bruce Brown, and I don't think they've had any like great signings that have really joined the team. So I think their bench is going to be young, and it's just about players like Christian Brown and others that are going to step up. Is Jeff Green still there? I don't even think that he's.
No,
I
I
think
don't
he
think he's
left.
there. He went to the Rockets, and then
So they
there's
lost a veteran. They lost Bruce Brown. Like
hmm
those players were both like pretty significant with coming off their bench. So in my mind, Jokic is still the greatest in the NBA, but they got worse. The Suns got significantly better. You know, we upgraded Chris Paul to Bradley Beal. Say what you want about the deal and our options and what we chose to
right,
do,
right.
but we did get better. Bradley Beal is significantly better than Chris Paul, and we also got a much better bench. You know, it hit all the 3 points. We wanted to focus on defense, size, and shooting, and we did all that. You know, we got two of the top 5 3-point shooters in the league with Damian Lee and then Udinabe. And then we got size with Bates Diop. We got scoring with Eric Gordon. We got some defense with Drew Eubanks and Metu and stuff. So I think we actually had a pretty solid summer thus far. And now it's just about seeing it in action and staying healthy. So I think we're in the top tier as far as contenders for the championship. And I don't think
Yeah,
it's dumb to put us at number one.
I didn't say it was dumb. I don't think it's dumb. I don't,
You were
but
thinking it though.
I am, I am thinking it. I am thinking it does float in the back of my mind because all those guys you just named are so young. They're just so young and unproven that
Ooh,
I don't really think.
Eric Gordon,
Oh my gosh. Okay, Eric Gordon is cool. That's a good. That was a nice button to all the other like young
Bradley
guys.
Beal.
I'm not. I'm talking about all the other guys. The top three guys is not going to win you a championship. We all know. You keep playing with saying this doesn't matter about the guys that are on the bench or anything like that. But go step it up. Everybody got three good players. Everybody that's in the top tier in the league got three solid players. You know what I'm saying?
Not
It's
not our three though. No, I mean there's a difference between
you're,
having three solid players and having three potential all stars. There's a
potential.
difference.
Okay, we're in the West now, so Bradley Bill's not making an All Star team. Devin Booker's
That's why I
probably gonna
said
get in there.
potential.
And there's no
Devin
potential
Booker's
there.
probably going to get in there. Devin Booker's for sure going to get in there
Devin Booker is
unless he gets
most.
hurt.
Yeah, I know you would be salty he wouldn't make it again.
Well, I mean, if he gets hurt, it's not. I mean, I
But
understand.
yeah, I understand that. But I know you came on the Clippers saying that if we get hurt, yeah, that's always the biggest thing. That always our thing is being healthy, and that's why I love the Russell Westbrook sign. He's durable. He plays every single game. I'm hoping we don't trade Terrence Mann. He plays 81 games last season. He's a good guy off the bench. Am I going to miss Norman Powell? I will. That will weaken our bench a little bit and make us kind of young, but not as young as y'all. You know what I'm saying? And it's not as young as the Denver Nuggets almost. It's they're also young on the pretty much the team that has like a very good bench that's not super young. Well, no, I don't think. I think everybody has that way. I think everybody
I think
spends so much money on the top three
like
players
all
that their
things,
bench has to
dude.
be young and
All
vets.
like all things, there has to be balance, right? You have to
There has
have
to be.
a balance of vets and some young guns that fill in the gap and know their role and are sparks off the bench with their high energy. You saw Christian Brown do it for
Mhm.
the Nuggets. He was huge for them. So every championship team needs at least two young prospects or young players that are somewhat unproven to step up. You
So
know?
who's stepping up? So for the Clippers, I feel like Terrence Mann, if he doesn't get traded, will be a guy that steps up for us. I think the guy
Yeah,
that steps up for the Nuggets is a Peyton Watson. A guy played at UCLA, didn't get a lot of minutes last year, but is really good, a really good player. And I feel like that's why they're banking on not. They haven't grabbed too many other people because they banking on him stepping up. You know, this
that's
coming
fair.
season. Who
I
who
think
is your guy, young guy
I
that you
think it's
think is
going to
going to
be
step up?
my boy Yuta Watanabe,
Okay.
and I think Bates Diop is actually going to shine this year. I think this is his. He played for the Spurs last season, and he was coming off the bench, but then had created a starting role for himself under Pop's coaching. So that's
Mm-hmm.
something. And I feel like he is a great cutter after watching some like film. To be honest, I didn't really watch that many Spurs game last year. I think
Who
not
did?
many people did, but
Nobody.
watching some game film, it seems like he's got 7'3" wingspan. He's like 6'8", 6'9", or something like that, and he's a great cutter, great defender, and can actually hit threes. Like I think he shot like somewhere around 39-40% from three, but he's only
Yeah.
like two shots per game. So we'll see. I don't know. Those are my breakout candidates for the Suns. I think that's solid. I mean, we got 3-point shooting around, and then we got defense, we got size. So what else can you ask for? That's great work by James Jones. I applaud you, sir.
What about the rest of the Pacific Division? We're a big Pacific Division. The Kings are the Kings. They don't really need to make too much changes. They're really good. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? What do you think about the Lakers additions? They did almost the same thing like the Suns. They picked up a whole bunch of people to fill out that bench. You know what I'm saying? They re-signed D'Lo, they re-signed Austin Reeves. They also got Cam Reddish. So
Yeah.
what do you take on? Do you think they're? I think Stephen A. Smith just said that he sees them being in the conference finals again next year. I think not, but
Yeah. I mean, I think they did well. I think
mm-hmm.
they have done well since letting go of Westbrook, to be honest.
Yeah.
They midseason made some good trades. Um, And then over the summer, they made some great additions. I think picking up Gabe Vincent was a great pickup. I do worry about the LeBron effect a little bit. And, I know it's kind of like whatever at this point.
Right.
But I think there is something said about like, players that go over and play with LeBron and then somehow they have like a dent in their statistical output, so like, do I expect Gabe Vincent to like make a jump going to the Lakers? No, I actually expect the opposite. I don't know why. I just have a hunch that like
Ooh.
I think Gabe Vincent is like the peak of his career was with this Heat run, and I think
Mm.
he's gonna go down with the Lakers, and then he's gonna get traded or something's gonna happen. He's gonna go to another team, and then he'll like flourish again. I've seen
Oh.
it too many times with like LeBron's teammates, and then also with Cam
Hold
Reddish,
on, hold on,
Cam
hold
Reddish
on,
pick
hold
is
on, hold
whatever.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. You can't just go to another player after saying something as ridiculous as that. Gabe
Yeah,
Vincent averaged 9 points a game. You're focused on the playoffs with him. He had a good playoffs. I give him that. And
right,
you think
exactly.
that I think that's going to transition to how he plays with the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? He only averaged 9 points a game this season. I think he definitely averages double digits this season. I think he definitely averages at least 12 to 15 points a game. I think he gets enough run. I think he gets way more minutes than he was getting. He only played 25 minutes a game. Oh, okay, never mind. He might still get 25 minutes a game, but I think he scores because of LeBron effect. I'm the opposite end. I think he's gonna get more looks because LeBron will find him in the corner or on the wing to knock down a three, especially with another guy like AD. The difference that I see is that Bam doesn't get double team as much as AD does. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Butler doesn't call over a double team like LeBron does. So I think Gabe gets more shots up and averages more this season.
I don't
Same
know.
thing.
I don't agree. I think you
Yeah,
saw what happened
I
with Malik
agree.
Beasley. You saw what happened with Malik Beasley, right? You know, everyone got like pumped about like getting Malik Beasley, like he was known as a sharpshooter and stuff like that. And then he comes over to the Lakers, and then he like plays 1 or 2 good games, and then he just like shits the bed. And then like next thing you know, he's on a different team.
He was
I
playing the
think
same position as Austin Reeves, though. Like he wasn't getting no run because Austin Reeves started playing better than him.
Gabe Vincent plays. I mean, you could argue
Gabe
that
Vincent's point guard.
guards are flexible. I would say I think about it more in a
Not
positionless basketball. I don't think Gabe Vincent is a true point guard. Like I
I.
think I don't agree. I don't
I
agree.
think that's what's gonna. I mean, that's what's gonna be
I
his
think
role.
okay. I think it's going to be D'Lo and Gabe Vincent and Austin Reeves and Max Christie all sharing minutes. You know, and I think it's going to be a little crowded. And I just don't see. I think right now the team is a little bit crowded, and I don't see any of the guards like really flourishing. Like
Wait,
I don't know.
what type of depth chart are you looking at? The Gabe Vincent is definitely the backup to D'Lo. Austin Reeves is starting. You know what I'm saying? Also, so it's
I
like
know, but we're talking about rotations, right? We're talking about like
rotate.
just general minutes. There's only so many minutes on the floor, right? For
Right?
guards.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, got you.
42 minutes.
So
Right? I
you
mean,
have four you
40,
have four players
48
right
minutes.
there
48
that
minutes.
you have four players that can bring up the ball. Not even including Anthony Davis and LeBron James when they decide to bring up the ball, right?
And he barely brings up the ball.
Okay, but LeBron James.
He does, but
Okay.
that's why
All
you
right. So
surround him with
that's
shooters.
more touches getting taken away from the point guard, right? You know. So then you have four guards now that are all sharing minutes in my mind. You know, so I'm like Austin Reeves going to get his, you know, because he's the you know, the child of LA now. Like he is the
He's
angel of LA. Like
I
he is
wouldn't
the
say he's the
second
angel
coming
of
of.
LA. I just think he's more aggressive with the ball in his hands off the dribble than
Yeah,
the three. I think he's more
yeah.
aggressive. I think that's the reason why he scores more. It's because he's more aggressive, draws more fouls than D'Lo and Gabe. So I think that's why he'll thrive a little bit more. And
Okay.
you don't like Austin because he draws some like he gets superstar calls, and that's why you don't like him.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't. It's not that I don't like Austin Reeves. I respect him. I just think that it's apparent that with white NBA players that are not like just centers, they tend to get a lot more publicity and stardom. Like any
Only in
guard,
LA.
any white guard, you saw it with what's his name that went to the Bulls, bald guy. You know what I'm
Alex
talking about.
Caruso,
Yeah, Alex Caruso. You know, you saw it. So
but he can
any white guard that goes to like
the
a big name team, like they get like publicized and like spotlighted an ungodly amount, and they
yes.
also get calls. And it's just, it's just interesting. That's all I
Go
gotta say.
ahead. No, go ahead. Be real about it. You know what it is.
It's interesting.
It
It's
is very interesting, but
yeah.
I definitely understand that. But the thing is that usually the guys like the white guys that play in these big cities and go somewhere else, they usually fall off. And I'll give it to Alex Caruso that he hasn't fell off as being as a premier. No. He's still
Are you
talked
sure
about
about
as
that?
he's
I don't
still
know. I haven't heard shit about
he
Alex Caruso
because
since
of
he went to Chicago.
the Bulls suck, but he's still known as one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. Like it's still like if you ask NBA players who's a top 5 perimeter defender, Alex Caruso name comes up every single time. So that's why I don't think he fell off. He's still one of the best perimeter defenders in the league.
I'm not saying
Which is
talent fall off. I'm not saying talent fall off. I'm saying spotlight. like Alex Caruso was mentioned on ESPN nearly every day. I felt like whenever he was
Yeah,
playing for
they
the
were
Lakers,
winning.
right?
Yeah, they were winning
Okay, but then the second he goes to another team, you don't hear one report on Alex Caruso.
because they were losing. They were losing, and he got hurt for the season. He's been injured on and off again. I'm gonna defend Alex Caruso because I think he's really good. I would
Okay.
love to have Alex Caruso on my team, but you can't go
Anyways,
around naming.
back
Look
to
at
back to my point.
the
Back to my
Portland
point.
Trailblazers don't want Tyler Hero. You see that Dame not going to Portland because they're like, nah, we good. We don't want Tyler because Tyler. We all know Tyler's Tyler in Miami, but
Well,
Tyler somewhere
But
else.
if
He might
but
be.
if Tyler no, but if Tyler wasn't hurt, or if he didn't have those injury concerns, then more teams would be on about it. And he also has a pretty big contract. I think that contract was a little
Him
inflated.
and Duncan
So
Robinson
it's a
got some
bad
good deal.
contract, and he's got the injury concerns. But I still feel like Tyler Hero is if we're comparing white guards, I think I would take Tyler Hero over Austin Reeves.
Oh.
Do you not agree?
Oh man,
Oh
yeah.
my God, you
I
gotta
could just,
move out of LA.
yes. But
Okay,
I will still.
let's be honest.
Austin Reeves is gaining traction, gaining on Tyler Hero. I
Okay,
will
I'll give
say
you
that.
that. But anyways, back to my point. I think that one of those guards is going to fall off, and we can remove what's his
Max
name,
Christie.
Max Christie, because he's
Yeah.
unproven. I think Max Christie is going to be a great pickup for him. But anyways, he's unproven, so we'll remove him out of there. So between Austin Reeves, D'Lo, and Gabe Vincent, one of them for sure is going to have an all-time low career season. I'm just saying. There's too many. There's too many guards
I will go. I will go
for
with.
how much LeBron brings up the ball.
I will probably lean more towards Austin because there's more tape, like you said. There's more spotlight. A lot of guys that are coming in the league are going to want to stop an Austin Reeves so they can be they kind of get their notoriety and things like that. I think there's a lot more of a bullet on Austin Reeves than anybody else that we just named. I feel
Yeah.
like I don't think anybody's going to
My
come in
pick
at
is
Gabe
Gabe
Vincent.
Vincent. I'm thinking
Gabe
Gabe
Vincent.
Vincent is going to. He's not gonna thrive in this system. I think Austin Reeves
Okay.
already knows the system. He already is familiar with it. I think Gabe Vincent
All
is
right.
it's going to be very
So
different than Miami.
yeah, it is, and we're both on the opposite ends. You think Gabe Vincent is going to take a step back? I think Austin Reeves is going to take a step back. All right, we'll see
Yeah.
what happens. Now, CP3 to the Warriors. Before we get on out of here, I gotta hop in a meeting and things like that. Sorry, people, doing this crazy stuff. But and then
Mm.
probably should edit that out. Anywho, 1 minute. Jeez, getting
Okay, we're
notification.
busy. Hey, listen, we're busy men. We got to pay the
Yeah.
bills. Sorry
So,
to break it to everybody. The podcast don't pay the bills.
so yeah. Chris Paul to the Warriors. I think it's gonna work. That's pretty much it. I can't really say
What
how
does
it's gonna work.
what does
I
work
think it.
mean?
I think Chris Paul's gonna lead that second unit. I think Draymond gets on the floor a lot more often with CP3 and not being split in time. He said that on the podcast, be like how he had 15 minutes less with Steph last year because he had to split time between the A team and the B team. So now with Chris on, he could probably man that B team and slow that B team down. At his pace, which would help. So that is why I think it works.
As a Suns fan who's been watching Chris Paul for the past 3 years, right? And
Yes.
then you're a Clippers fan, so he was on the Clippers for what about like 6-7 years, something like that. I don't know what that means. Like it'll work, yeah, it could work at times, but ultimately Chris Paul going to get hurt in the playoffs like he does every year for the past like 8 years, minus the Thunder.
Oh, okay.
So I think that it's like clockwork, death, taxes, and Chris Paul getting hurt in the playoffs. So does it move the needle? Does it work in the playoffs? Does it help them get to championship contention? No,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I think they should have made another move. I think they should have got some more young talent. I think they have too many ball handlers now with Steph and Chris Paul. And yeah, I think Chris Paul brings a lot to a team, but does it ever give them over the hump at his age now? I don't believe so. I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, I don't. The only thing I agree with most of that. The only thing I think with a Warriors team, you can never not have too many ball handlers, especially when you got shooters like you got Steph and Clay. You know, the less Clay has to drill the ball is the better. The less effort he has to spend. Even Steph, he's getting older. The less he has to spit drilling the ball and just run around and shoot, the better for him. You know what I'm saying? I think Chris Paul is person. You're not looking for him to score a bunch of points anymore. You're really looking for him to dish and dribble. Like, bro,
Yeah, I know, but I'm not comparing D'Lo and Chris Paul, but everybody remembers what happened when D'Lo went out there to the Warriors, right? I mean, it didn't
yes,
work.
yes, yeah,
So you
no.
had another point guard, you added him to the system, and it didn't work. Again, I'm not comparing the two, but I'm just saying you throw in another point guard into that system, I don't think it's going to work. So whatever, we'll find out.
We will find out. Well, at the end of the day, what we've been saying for a while now is that Pacific Division is the best division in basketball.
True.
Uh, even though we didn't win the chip, nobody won the chip last year, but I guarantee one of us winning the chip this year. Somebody in the Pacific Division getting the chip this year. I'm
Oh
sorry,
yeah,
I
we're
don't.
going to continue to
No one in
dominate
the
in the
East.
Pacific
No
Division.
one in the East. I'm worried about. I will always say the Bucks because I respect Drew and and Giannis and things like that. But that's the only team in the East. But Pacific Division got it this year. Denver is the only hope for anybody else to win.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be between Denver Clippers and the Suns, honestly, for the championship, not just the Western Conference finals. I
Mm.
think it's gonna be the one of those three teams in the championship. So calling it now, one of those three teams is gonna win the championship:
And
Clippers, Suns, or Nuggets. Boom.
and you already know who we're going for personally. So there's no so there's no reason to like who would it be? Pick one. You know who we're gonna pick.
That's
I'm
true.
gonna pick the Clippers. He gonna pick the Suns, and we'll take and the field to us is the Denver Nuggets. So
True.
there it is. Chasing chips. Hope you enjoyed it. Quick one, 22 minutes. Hope y'all have a great week. We'll be back if more NBA news happens. James Harden gets traded to the Lakers, or the Suns pick up somebody crazy in that last spot. So
Yeah, Harden getting traded to the Clippers. We'll see.
we will see.
His old ass.